Hey, I'm Athene, and in this video I'm going to show you how I made all of my accessories for my Sailor Pluto costume. One of the first things I started with was the key belt. It was one of those other pieces on the costume that I really loved and was really excited to make, along with the staff. I decided to make it really intricate by using Tibetan silver beads of all kinds to give it a really interesting and kind of antique look, and interlaced some of these nice red beads through to tie in with the staff's red ball. The design for this belt is always different depending on the illustration, the manga, or the anime, so I kind of decided to make my own version of it that I thought would bring the whole costume together and really add some interesting pieces. For the keys, I decided to go with 3D printing. Since the key models were so thin, I printed them on brim supports in order to prevent them from warping. After the print was done, I had to carefully remove them from the plate and then trim off all the extra support material. The model I used for these keys was only single-sided, so I printed 2 sets, with one set mirrored so I could glue them together to make a 3D key. I used a cyanoacrylate to glue the keys together and held them in place with thin masking tape while the glue dried. Once everything was dry, I decided to try and use some wood filler to smooth the 3D prints. Normally I would use Bondo Auto Body filler, but that would mean I would have to go outside to sand, and it was pretty cold, so I wanted to try some material that would be a little easier and a little safer to use indoors. I wanted something that would be resilient to getting knocked around and something that was easy to sand down, so wood filler seemed like an interesting idea to try. I had a little trouble getting it to stick to the plastic, but eventually I got a decent coating and something I was happy with. And of course, once the wood filler was dry, it was time to sand. I swear, one of these days I will figure out a way to not have to sand things, but until then, at least I could sand in the comfort of my own home and not have to go outside. Wood filler actually worked out pretty well. I'm gonna give this another try on maybe a bigger prop to see if I can get it to stick a little easier, and also if I can get a more smooth finish. The small keys were really hard to sand. After sanding, the only construction step that was left to do before I painted them was to attach the little rings that I could hang them off the belt with. I wanted the keys to hang freely and move around on the bead chain as I walked around, so I used some UV resin to quickly glue on some O-rings onto the key models. finish off the keys, I used a simple silver spray paint that I just had lying around that matched my staffs from the previous videos. While the paint was drying, I made the various gemstone pieces that I needed. The first was the large gem that I was going to use for the necklace. I used a 2-part epoxy resin with a red transparent dye. I decided that I wanted the necklace gem to be faceted because it would give it a more interesting kind of shine in the light and something a little bit textured. For the big gems, I removed the extra bubbles by just scooping them off of the surface. After the big gems were set up, I made another batch of gems, this time of various small shapes so I could use them later on the keys. I also made the tiara gems here. I wasn't really sure which ones I wanted, whether I wanted the faceted or the smooth one, so I just made both so I could try them out and see which ones looked better. In both casting processes, I use a heat gun to warm up the resin and make it more viscous. This helps the little bubbles trapped inside the resin escape. To finish off the necklace gem, I domed the back of it with UV resin and attached an eye pin so that I could sew it onto the choker necklace. I noticed that the edges of the finished gem were still pretty sharp even after doming, so I sanded them down and colored them in with a red Sharpie, since the sanding discolored the edges. The finished product looked really nice, and the cast came out crystal clear with no bubbles. I think the faceted gem actually looked really nice and gave the simple choker a really nice, luxurious look. On to the keys! Once all the little gems had dried out, I popped them all out and fiddled around with them to figure out which ones I actually liked on the keys and glued them in with UV resin. This is what the final key belt looks like. I strung together different shaped silver beads and spaced them out with the nice pearlescent red beads. I put all the beads on a thick gauge jewelry wire so they would stay in a nice curved shape as I walked around and that they wouldn't droop off of my costume. With all the pretty shiny things done, it was time for the tiara. I drew a basic shape on paper and added an 1/8 of an inch rim around the edges. I wanted a little bit of a detail on the edge of the tiara to pop out. I cut the 2 templates out of the 1/8 of an inch craft foam that you can get at any dollar store or craft store. used the scrap tiara piece to make a center support for the gem because I noticed that the gem kind of sunk in between the edges and I really wanted it to pop off a little bit more. I pushed the gem into the scrap foam piece of the inner tiara, marked it out, and then cut it out. To attach all the foam pieces together, I used fabric tack. I like using this glue to attach foam together because it's flexible and stretches a little bit, so it can be easily heat formed as well with the foam. Remember this thing? Well, conveniently I used it to heat form my tiara, so it forms exactly on my forehead and sits nice and flush on my head. You don't want to be doing this on your actual head, so it's really good to get one of these. I simply used pins to keep everything in place, heated the foam, and pressed it against the head form to get the perfect shape. To seal and smooth out the foam texture, I covered the tiara in lots and lots of layers of wood glue. I think it was actually 3 or 4 that I did. I did this with the tiara on the head form because I wanted the glue to dry in the right shape. Wet glue tends to deform craft foam even if it's been heat formed, so it's better to just keep it on the form and make sure the glue dries in the perfect shape, and you're all good to go. Once everything was dry, I coated it with the same gold spray paint I used on my staff and then glued the gem in place with more UV resin. I put it on a light bra elastic that I just had kicking around, and it doesn't actually stretch that much. It's just used to hold it in place on my head under my wig cap, and it doesn't actually even stretch all that much. It's just kind of used there to keep it in the right position. The last little detail that I made that I totally forgot to film are these little earring pieces. Now these are just simple craft foam pieces, same foam that I used for the tiara, same process, cover them with a bit of wood glue. I did heat form them a teeny bit so they curve out so that when they're up against my face, they kind of pop off of my face and they're easier to see from behind the wig. The coloring for this was a little bit more involved because I wanted to use the same red as was on the ball of my staff. And so for this, I actually had a candy coat red airbrush paint that I used and a silver backer to make it really shiny. And then the back I just painted with regular old acrylic and hot glued everything in place. And that's it. Those are all the finishing touches that I put on my Sailor Pluto costume. Hopefully this video gives you some ideas on how to tackle accessories for your costumes, and even if they're simple, it doesn't hurt to put a little bit of extra sparkle and a little bit of extra finish to really make that costume pop. I'll see you guys next time.